do it like that. Two-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. Two-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. Two-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. 7-fit flex on the jacks on that.
Flex on the jacks on that.
it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. 7-fit flex on the jacks on that. They wonder how I do it like that. 2-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. 2-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. 2-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. 7-fit flex on the jacks on that. They wonder how I do it like that. 2-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. 2-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. 2-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. 7-fit flex on the jacks on that. They wonder how I do it like that. 2-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. 2-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. 2-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. 7-fit flex on the jacks on that. They wonder how I do it like that. 2-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. 2-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. 2-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. 7-fit flex on the jacks on that. They wonder how I do it like that. 2-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. 2-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. 2-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like.
I wonder how I do it like that. 2 steps, because I'm going to bring it right back. I wonder how I do it like that. I do it like that because I ain't tricked my way there. I know how to do it like that. I had to come in here with attitude today. I say, my God, to be. Boy, people just don't know how they treat you. They don't know how they treat you. They don't know how they do you. But guess what? That's why you got to have a strong mind, a strong heart, and a strong body. So when people come at you any kind of way, you got to know how to flick their ass back, make them hit their head. Welcome all to yours truly, Queen. Karmelo Anthony, keep your hands to yourself. You've been warned. Knife was used. Trayvon Martin had Skittles, killed by a gun. My God. This is all I can say is my God to be. I say my God to be for certain reasons, various reasons. I say my God to be for stupid people. I say my God to be for smart people. I say my God to be for people. Matter of fact, I just say my God to be. Anybody know what that means when somebody say my God to be? My God to be. My God to be. Karmelo Anthony, keep your goddamn hands to yourself. You've been warned. Not I'm a butcher you, and then I'm going to warn you to keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. You've been warned, bullies. It's a such thing as a person being bullied. But I'm going to tell y'all what's so hypocritical from people. They want to tell Karmelo Anthony how his reaction should have been. But I want to know, why did Karmelo Anthony have to be the one with a reaction as to, oh, don't do that to people? Why did he have to be the one with the reaction, but the one that started it got away with reactions. Like, I'm kind of confused. Like, why is it that Karmelo Anthony had to contain himself? Why did Karmelo Anthony had to control himself? Why did Karmelo Anthony have to be the one to say, you know what? I'm not going to pull a weapon out. You know what? I'm not going to tell them to leave me alone. You know what? I'm not going to do this. You know what? I'm going to walk away. Why did he have to be the one to have to live in that type of life? Why wasn't it done on the other side? Why do we have to go so far in the story until we forget what the beginning started with? Why do we always forget the beginnings of the story? See, people come and tell stories, and then they tell how they want to tell it. They tell how they want people to hear it. They tell people how they just tell you whatever they want to tell you. And the problem with it is we got a bunch of dumbass people. I ain't no damn dummy, because one thing about it, 2 things for sure, 15 things for sure. I know how I feel to be accused of something that I didn't do. And I should have, goddamn it, used self-defense on somebody for using the wrong type of defense on me when it wasn't warranted. It wasn't needed. If you mind your goddamn business, we'll be okay. See, people forget about how they forget about what starts things. To me, what start things is, first of all, sticks and stones may break your bones. It started with words. See, that gonna break your bones. Does it? Sticks and stones? That break bones. But I wonder how did words become something where you got the right to put your hands on a person? I mean, where they do that at? I ain't even getting the part. It's like I'm starting this race all over again. I don't give a damn. Oh, you have more videos, man. F you, F videos. F, it's what I said. That's what make the point with me. Videos do the same thing other people do. They watch them. That's what they meant for. Videos are meant to be watched. But what happens when you're just watching a video? I mean, after watching a video, why does it take me to come on my channel and give y'all 15 videos? Why? I'm not 15 people. Why do I got to keep watching videos? No, this story about Karmelo Anthony is how I feel about it. How I feel about Anton Massey is how I feel about it. How I feel about my Men Only Live is how I feel about it. How I feel about my small channel talent search is how I feel about it. Some people, oh, you angry. You goddamn right. Your mammy should be angry too. All y'all angry at Karmelo Anthony for defending himself, but ain't nobody angry at the Menendez brothers. There's nobody angry at the Karate Kids, Daniel and Son. Ain't nobody arguing about Mr. Miyagi done taught his kids how to go hunt in the wood, killing hogs and bulls and bears. Ain't nobody talked about Mr. Miyagi about teaching his children how to sit at the goddamn gun show and go to shooting up some dish, pow, 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 keep them how to shoot up all kind of things. Ain't nobody talked to Mr. Miyagi about his son. Hey, y'all was on the football field and all. Ain't nobody talked to Mr. Miyagi and the Karate Kids about nothing. Everybody came after Karmelo Anthony, and I got a problem because I can't understand why did Karmelo Anthony play such an intricate role when all he had to do was continue to sit on the tent. And if somebody kept their hands to themselves, they'll be up under the tent right now too. See, people want to say, oh, that sounds so harsh. That's no. What sounds harsh is you're trying to blame a young man for self-defense. And then you got some stupid people. Oh, what does Trayvon Martin got to do with this? Well, stupid sense. Trayvon Martin has a lot to do with this. It started before Trayvon Martin, but right now I'm bringing Trayvon Martin back up because we have a figment of what happened with Trayvon Martin. The difference is the only weapon that Trayvon Martin had was his voice, his hands, and a bag of Skittles. Karmelo Anthony had, I'm warning you, his integrity, and he had a weapon on him. Period. Who incited it? Trayvon Martin was walking through the streets of a community to get back home because he left South Florida with his mom and went to another area with, I wonder who, when he was minding his business. He was approached by a bully. He was approached by a racist. He was approached by an antagonist. He was approached by a narcissist. He was approached in a manner that he shouldn't have been because he was minding his damn business. Karmelo Anthony was sitting up under a school's tent, not a student's tent. He was out of the rain. Just like I would have slid my big ass up under the tent and I would have dared any of the children or any of the mammies to tell me to move if it wasn't theirs. Now, had the school came and told me to move. Now, some dummies always say, how do you compare those two? Well, you blind bat. Go back and read the story. Karmelo Anthony indicted. Bounty hunters arrested. Former Dallas Cowboys sued. All kind of old stuff going on with that dumbass story. Let's pull some of these clips up because we're going to dive into a little bit of Karmelo and not exactly what are they trying to say. Let's take a look at Frisco track meet stabbing indictment.
Dead and another charged with murder. On Tuesday, the Collin County District Attorney's Office at the high school. New details in the high school track meet stabbing that left one teenager dead and another charged with murder. On Tuesday, the Collin County District Attorney's Office announced a grand jury indicted Karmelo Anthony, allowing the case to move toward trial. NBC5's Maria Guerrero reports.
We have the indictment, and we've learned the case has now been assigned to Judge John Roach in the 296th. A grand jury finding enough evidence to move toward trial, finding Karmelo Anthony did intentionally and knowingly cause the death of Austin Metcalf by stabbing Metcalf with a knife, a deadly weapon. The tragic confrontation happening during a district track meet on April 2nd. Witnesses told police Memorial High School student Austin Metcalf told Karmelo Anthony, who wasn't a Memorial student, to move from underneath their team tent. Anthony reportedly confessing Metcalf did not heed his warning not to touch him. Anthony allegedly pulling out a black knife from his bag, stabbing Metcalf in the chest and running away before being caught. Metcalf bled out in his twin brother's arms, according to their father.
When something like this happens at a school event, it shakes people to the core.
In a rare move, District Attorney Greg Willis releasing a recorded message Tuesday vowing fair and equal justice in a case that has divided some along racial lines. Through an open records request, NBC5 has now viewed surveillance video inside the stadium that will certainly be shown in court. The district implementing strict rules. We weren't able to obtain a copy or record the video for ourselves. We had to watch in real time, unable to stop or rewind. The camera is located far away across the field from Memorial's yellow pop-up tent. Most, but not all of the tent is visible. There's no sound. No one is identifiable, but several people dressed in all black are seen huddled underneath the tent. All appears normal until 9:54 a.m. There's a sudden burst of movement under the tent. People begin running out, while others, including trainers across the field, start running toward the tent around the victim. 10:04, an ambulance arrives. Paramedics have to walk the stretcher around a fence and double back to get to the injured teen, unconscious and not breathing. Police tape off the crime scene. Rain begins to intensify. 10:08, two officers standing in the bleachers above the tent place a large blue tarp on what an affidavit later states is a partially opened black knife with blood. 10:20, the ambulance drives away with Metcalf. The 17-year-old is declared dead at the hospital. In a video message following Tuesday's indictment,
of course, Karmelo looks forward to his day in court.
Anthony's defense attorney cautions the full story has not yet been heard, including by the grand jury, adding the burden will be on the state to prove Anthony did not act in self-defense.
Boom!
A trial date has not yet been set. Maria Guerrero, NBC5.
Stabbing that left one
Imbo,
teenager.
Mary Imbo. Hey, Mary Imbo. News channel something. Y'all know what I just heard? You know how many people came from me? Oh my God. You know it's new footage. You know it's some new footage. Well, you dumbass blind bats. It's new footage, but it looked like you didn't get to see it either. So I want to know, why do y'all get opinions? Why do so many people come and tell me, oh, you need to wait for the evidence? You need to wait for the evidence. No, y'all lying ass tongues need to wait for the evidence because y'all don't know what the truth is because you ain't felt the truth in your heart. The reason why I don't need to wait for the evidence because I know what the truth is. The truth is, if you grab for me and you're reaching for me and you're coming for me, what do you want me to do? Do y'all get to pick and choose when I get to react? I mean, did this, hey, I got a problem because I want to know, why can't black and white get along? Black and white never can get along because it gets smeared, but I wonder what color gets smeared. See, when I get put on my black, I had to come with my black today. I say, man, they're going to think I'm a slave. I say, that's all good, but let them come for me as a slave. I want to know, why can't black and white get along? Black and white can get along. The problem is it gets smeared. And when those two colors get smeared, that means for me, it's some gray in between. See, this story shows me that there's gray in between. The gray in between is, who are you to tell me to get from up under a tent that don't belong to you? There was two things under that tent that belonged to made a deceased rest in peace. That was his ass, and that was his backpack. So the only things that should have moved from under that tent, when you had the galls, when you had the audacity, when you had the mouth to ask me to move from something up under what my mama paid for as well. And when I didn't move, you went to put your hands on me, and then I reached to protect myself. Why would I want to fight y'all two buffaloes? Y'all know karate. Y'all like to shoot hogs. When I tell you, I'm a hone in on that. You was just at a gun range. You done been playing football. Now you at the track meet. You got so much energy. Oh, Karmelo Anthony played football too, but he wasn't slaughtering hogs though. Oh, Karmelo Anthony. No. Y'all didn't report about him being at the gun range. You got two big things, not just two big bodies over this young man. You got two big matters over him. I, me, queen, Dee, you, girl, 6'2", wear heels, only girl, all men, tough ass men, play basketball, play football, run track. I'm not going in nobody woods to slaughter no hogs, and I ain't begging to go. I want to know. Why was it so important for Karmelo Anthony to get from under the tent? Well, because other people backpacks was missing. I want to know, why was it so important for Karmelo Anthony to get from up under this tent? Anybody want to tell me that? See, if you at the surface of things, stay there. Don't ask me nothing. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. You're below it. You ain't gonna get along. You're an idiot. You're a dummy. You whatever I called you, and all you got to do is come and tell me how you feel about me. Because guess what? You're an idiot. Because nobody answered me yet. I honestly would like to know, why was it so important? Because I already asked the question. I asked the question one day last week. I said, what started this? I ain't get the answer to that yet. I bet you a knucklehead. They scared to put it in the comments what it is. Nobody told me yet what started this. Nobody has answered that question yet. And I said, the first person that answered that question as to what started this, I promise you from the bottom of my heart, I'm going to agree with you. I ain't got to lie, and I ain't tricked my way there to the truth. I'm me. What started this? Why was it so important for the rest in peace deceased to have Karmelo Anthony removed from up under the tent? First of all, we need to remember to mind our goddamn business. Next of all, we need to remember you can mind your business, but you got to mind your business. You can't mind other people's business. And if you decide to mind other people's business, you got to do what the law required you to do, which is because you're an adult. Are you? Because you had the right to make decisions? Were you? Because you had muscle behind you? You did. Because you used to slaughtering pigs? You did. Because you was at the gun range all goddamn weekend? You were. But you got to mind your business. Your business was not removing him up under the tent. Your business was getting the correct muscle to get him from up under the tent, not your hands. You want to know how I know? Your brother just said you reached to get him from up under the tent. And when you reach, he reached. Now, why was you the only one to reach? So when was I able to be scared? When does it become self-defense? And I want to know, when it's self-defense, how do you get to put the burden of evidence onto how I defend myself? See, that's what the problem is I find about people. See, the way they did me, because I shut down. I said, I'm not talking to y'all. Right there, I became the aggressor because I shut down. This is horrible. This is ridiculous. And so many blind eyes are closed because they only want to see the side of it that they want to see. But the problem with it is, if you listen to me, I see your side of it too. But your side is not my problem. Your side is the beginning that you're not talking about. You're not talking about the beginning of this. See, most dummies tell me, oh, but he went excessive. Okay, but y'all don't say about excessive force when we have all these white officers taking our black men and women down because they feel like they're supposed to. They feel like we need it. They feel like we deserve it. They feel like we so aggressive. That's how they have to manhandle us and animal handle us. Kool-Aid. Everybody run their show differently. Some people run their show where they talk so goddamn low. I'm like, I can't hear you. I be wanting to hear it all. God, I want to hear everything you're saying. And don't be trying to fast talk me, because I'll slow you. Anybody that know me know I will slow you down in the conversation. Whoa, back up. I like you to back up. You said so many things at one time. I always give the story about Kevin Samuels. May he rest in peace. Lord, I wish he was living for me today. Kevin Samuels did a 60-second short that I turned into 58 minutes. See, I like people to slow down. I like you to slow down. I like you to slow down. I like you to tell me what you just said. I'm like, I question for you. And the problem with most people, when you make them slow down and start the story over, and then you want to chop them off because everything they say, if you got a question for it, goddamn it. The man, somebody told me in the chat one day last week, I'm just being tedious. I mean, come on, brickhead. You don't think of, when you're defending right, you don't think you're supposed to be tedious? When it's only you and your small community that's fighting against so many people, you don't think I'm supposed to become tedious? Why would I not be tedious in this case? You don't think that's what the name of the game is? Y'all say, oh, you being tedious. You know why they say we being tedious? They say I'm being tedious. The reason why I'm being tedious, in all honesty, I'm going to tell y'all why they say I'm being tedious. They saying that I'm being tedious because they're so used to the other side of it, get to do and throw anything that they want to throw out there. They say any innuendos. They give you any kind of proof, any kind of example, and nobody ever stop their ass and make them stop right there. That's a comma. Stop right there. That's a period. Stop right there. That's another topic. Stop right there. That's another question. Stop right there. You're going too far. That's what a tedious person is supposed to do when you're defending right. And now I'm being tedious. You know why? I'm being tedious because these are the questions that they don't want to answer. Like I need one person to tell me, one of them. If you all that in my comments and in my chat and stuff like that, and you want to give me this and give me that, I want to ask you a question. Should the rest in peace deceased have put his hands on the innocents? See, they want me to answer all questions. I bet you I can't get one of them in the damn chat that'll tell the truth. Should he have spoken to an adult? Bad people. Should he have spoken to an adult? Or should he have mind his damn business? Rest in peace, would you please? All bets off the table right now, but that don't mean I don't want him to rest in peace. I'm going to be clear on that one. And once I'm done, I'll open the floor up for anybody that would like to join me on the stage. Whether you agree with me or not, because y'all gonna see some firecracker ass days. When this trial start, that's probably why I'm resting. Y'all gonna see some firecracker days if Anton Massey, Auntie, or any of them ever hit this stage and don't know how to act. Y'all gonna hear some firecrackers when y'all find out that I'm going to New Orleans and I'm gonna be in Alabama. And I'm going to Texas too. And I'm going with a lot of armor. That's all me. I ain't got nobody to go with me right now, and I'm okay with that. I've been here by myself a long time, and I've been a loner. The right community gonna come for me, and the ones that do come, they ain't gonna question me about stuff. That's when somebody trusts you. And I said, Anton Massey, I trust you. Karmelo Anthony, I trust you. Small Channel Talent Search, I trust you. Men Only, Man Cave, I trust you. Queen, I got you. Anybody gonna tell me, did the deceased or the rest in peace handle this the correct way? It's a yes or it's a damn it no. Did the deceased handle this the right way? If the deceased was still living today and my boy was down on the ground like Trayvon Martin dead when he was 16 years old, he was bullied by a man with a gun and all he had on was a hoodie and a pack of Skittles in his fist. What else we got going on here?
Your dad and another charged with murder. On Tuesday, the Collin County District.
I wonder why was the other one charged with murder? Yeah, this is when I'm gonna react to this video. I wonder why was the other one charged with murder. Maybe we could go along and we can ask some of these questions and see if we can get any answers. See if we'll have some sort of dipstick that'll come and give me the right answers instead of being stupid, foolish, and ridiculous. And then come with their tongue twisting ass twinkling of a finger. They get their YouTube and their Facebook and they got the Gen X fingers and the young man fingers. And they go to but they'll never sit the stage and say it outright what they got to say. Because that's what you call them, cowards. I ain't no coward. I have so many people. Oh, why don't you do topics? I am the topic. That's why. I don't need 1,000 people on the stage with me, but I welcome anybody. And when I do welcome you to the stage, I welcome you to the stage with your honesty, because if you come lying, I don't care if you're a friend, I don't care if you're an associate, I'm going to call you out on it. You got to keep it real. Some people may feel like I don't keep it real. Say it in my face. I want to know, why was he charged with murder? I want to know, did the rest in peace deceased, does anybody feel he could have did something a little bit differently or a lot differently? You get two choices, a little bit differently or a lot differently. Or I'll give you a fifth choice. You plead the fifth.
District Attorney's Office announced a grand...
Speaking of the District Attorney's Office, I mean, like, when did we start trusting y'all? When did we start trusting the District Attorney's Office? Let's keep it real. White people, black people too. When did we start trusting the District Attorney's Office? Or did we always trust the District Attorney's Office? I'm sure there's going to be, because is there anybody in the chat that'll tell me that they trust the District Attorney's Office? I mean, I want to know why. Why the hell would y'all? So anybody that's in my chat with they funky fingers, can anybody tell me in the chat, did they trust the District Attorney's Office? It's a 1 in the chat for yes. It's a 2 in the chat for no. Do you trust the District Attorney's Office? Bet y'all won't get no number in the chat. Number 1, you trust them. Did you trust the District Attorney's Office in your life? Are you a person that trusts the District Attorney's Office? Because they just said the District Attorney's Office feels he should get a first-degree murder. That's premeditated. How is premeditated? And you came in my face and I warned you. I didn't have time to do nothing else. Y'all don't know what premeditated mean. Premeditated mean I walked off. So that means we can look at this in so many sides. Was it premeditated that the Karate Kids came to bully me? But I got the question. I told you I got all these messages here. But guess what just happened? I said, do you trust the District Attorney's Office? I don't got a 1 or a 2 in the chat. A 1 is if you trust them, and a 2 is if you don't. So if you trust them and you trust that they gave the right answer here, because y'all seen all the circumstantial evidence, that's why y'all swaying with them, then we should have a number in the chat. I mean, because I want to beg the pardon. I want to beg the pardon as to how y'all trust this white district attorney, but y'all didn't trust Karmelo. Y'all don't know Kamala Harris? From everything that I heard about it, y'all ain't want to trust Kamala Harris because she was a part of the district attorney. She was a state attorney. She put a whole bunch of people in jail. She put a whole bunch of innocent people in jail. I'll be damn. And wait a minute. What state did this happen in? Anybody? Can anybody in the chat? Anybody? I want anybody, just one person. Can anybody in the chat tell me what state did this happen in? Or do we need to Google it? Can anybody? Ain't nobody going to tell me where this happened? Everybody just like to listen to me talk. I'm so confused here. What state did this happen in, anybody? I mean, because if we're trusting district attorneys and state attorneys, I got a problem if it happened in a state that I know it happened in. Because if y'all trust this district attorney in the state that this happened in, we got a bigger problem than we even thought about. We might as well go back and talk about New Orleans, or we might as well talk about the Angola prison, the largest prison in the world, that's sitting on top of a plantation that they had slaves at. And y'all gonna tell me y'all trust the district attorney in that state? I almost forgot about that. I almost forgot about that. And I'm going to tell you, when people say stuff that's wrong, and you got to be careful what you say. Because when you're talking to a person like me, you don't get away with stuff like this, because then it further lets me know that I would not read anything or talk to you probably. There was a comment that came in, and I literally just seen this. The comment said, "The touch me again and see is provocation. That's why it's premeditated." My God, to be. We talk about premeditated. You asked me to move. I said no. So you came towards me. And then you reached to grab me. I'll bring the brother up when the brother said that. You talk about premeditated, right? So premeditated is when I told you, touch me. See, you got to take the word again out. See, this is where we fall into problems. But see, because you see, if this was legit and legal, what you just said, see, every little tedious word you use will make a difference, dumb bomb. Every tedious word you use when you say touch me again, if I had to tell you more than one time not to touch me again, when does it come self-defense? You even saying it wrong. And because you're not speaking right, because you think I'm playing on this case, because I don't want to talk to you, it tells me further that you would be someone so far over in the ocean until the whales won't come around you, the goddamn dolphins don't want you, and the sharks gonna say, that meat right there gonna get me sick. You can't do that. The touch me again. He said, touch me and see. See, again mean you put him in another position where he should have defended himself. Again, you get to touch me again. So now, how are you going to tell me how could you call that premeditation if I had to use the word again? So how many times do I get to allow you to touch me before it becomes self-defense? Don't write in the chat if you don't know how to back it up. That's why I told you, Rational, catch me on my Men Only Live if you want to be friends with me. Touch me again. So how many times do you get to touch me, knuckle brain? Now I'm going off of y'all words. DC, this is one of the people that says Karmelo Anthony is innocent. He has yet to even tell me what started this. Oh, it started because he sat up under the tent. Oh, it started because the deceased, rest in peace, he told him to move from under the tent. That's what started it? Bird brain of a lame. If it's premeditated, then it was premeditated that you were trying to beat me up and bully me. So why did I have to tell you to touch me again? These are your words. It's on his message. He put it there. So he's further admitting that Karmelo Anthony had the right to defend himself. Or do you want to change your wording right here? So that tells me you need to go back and you need to look at what I'm looking at. Because clearly you don't know what you're looking at. You don't know what you're hearing. You're texting, you're typing, you're using your YouTube, Facebook, Twitter ass fingers, and you ain't telling me nothing. You're telling me enough that makes me have to leave and go out of my cell, and then I have to light up one of these blunt sages. That's what I'm going to call this. So you know what? I'm going to call this my blunt sages. This ain't called sage no more. This is my blunt sages. You make me got the goddamn burn. See, when I got to go to burning like this, something say, settle down, settle down, settle down, settle down. This ain't your crew. Listen, settle down, settle down. That's not your crew. Settle down. You got enough emotion in it. Settle down. They don't want none of you. Settle down. 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 It was in New York. Settle down. Did you not see the video that just happened in New York a couple months ago? Knuckle sandwich heads. Huh.
Long road with your finances. Credit Karma.
Not 60 seconds. I want to go back. They need to be careful of interviews. They need to be careful of speaking so freely. They really honestly need to be careful. They need to be careful for so many different reasons.
Fatally stabbing Austin Metcalf has been indicted for first-degree murder. The incident happened in April at a high school track meet in Frisco, where police say Anthony, a senior at the time, stabbed 17-year-old Metcalf after what has been described as a confrontation.
When something like this happens at a school event, it shakes people to the core.
Anthony's legal team provided a swift response, saying news of the indictment was an expected and routine step in the legal process.
It's only in a trial that a jury will hear the full story.
Metcalf's dad, Jeff Metcalf, released a statement. I am pleased that we are moving forward. With the first-degree murder indictment, it now goes into the court system. I fully believe that justice will be served for Austin Metcalf. I look forward to the forthcoming trial, but it will never bring back my son.
The results of the grand jury indictment in the Karmelo Anthony case.
For weeks now, my team has been presenting evidence to the grand jury, which they did, willing to pursue justice.
Which any intelligent person already knew that. They're not going to seek, much less would they, which any intelligent person already knew that. They're not going to seek, much means the self-defense claim is completely bogus.
And you heard what he said. I kept playing it back. I didn't even know why I was playing it back. I'm watching it like y'all. He said a self-defense claim is totally bogus. Anybody with any kind of goddamn common sense would know that. Anybody with any kind of common sense would know that. So I wonder, how did he know that? I wonder, where did he get that notion from? What's this fella's name? Matt Dush. I wonder, where did he get that from?
Much less would they get a first-degree murder charge.
So I wonder, how did they get first-degree murder? How did they get first-degree murder? I mean, his uncle right here in my chat just said that Karmelo Anthony said, touch me again. So that means he got 2 warnings. Matter of fact, that means he got 3 warnings. So he got 1 warning when he said, touch me, don't see, you see. And then he got the next warning. My God. Did this young fella have to give before he was able to defend himself? I mean, you got his uncle in the chat that just said, he said, touch me again. Y'all don't believe me? Wait a minute.
Collin County District Attorney Greg Williams.
Wait a minute. He said, touch me again. Touch me again. That means I gave you a warning already. I want to know who drew the line between touch me again. You got away with it. Touch me again. I still can't defend myself. Touch me again and try to get me with your brother. Then I get to defend myself. But then you get to tell me how to defend myself. But because I'm the only one in the whole world, I'm the only one of the kids that ever take weapons to school. Because I want somebody in the chat to answer me a question, because they still ain't give me that number 1 yet. Could the rest in peace deceased, could he have done things differently? If you got all that Twitter finger and typing and stuff, you should put in the chat. Could he have done anything differently? It's a 1 for yes and a 2 for no. Why can I get that answer? Everybody asking me a question. I don't never mind answering my question. I went over to another knuckle sandwich here. He called me a monkey. He called me an igger. And he say Karmelo Anthony is guilty. He say, and black this and black that. I said, but if the KKK came and get you, where you from, Cuba, or where you from the Dominican? Because your beard look blacker than my goddamn tie that I threw together. And this ain't nothing but one of those, this one of those things that you know my robes. I like silk. I really don't like silk, to be honest with you. I don't like robes and stuff like that. Nope, I don't like them negligees either. Not like that. Nope, I don't like them t-shirts either. Not like that. Nope. I don't like no them gowns either. Not like that. Nope. That's right. I'm not understanding. How many times is a person allowed to touch you? I mean, because here's the proof. Now, mind you, and if you think I'm lying, this person said, touch me again and see. So that means Karmelo Anthony actually gave him more than one warning. Now, he has to know what he's talking about because he's making it clear who he is. He said, I'm a licensed CHL holder from Texas. I actually know the damn law. So I want to know actually licensed CHL holder from Texas. I actually know the law. I want to know how many times are you allowed to touch me before it's called self-defense? How many times are you allowed to touch me before self-defense? You know the law. Now I'm going off of what this licensed person of the law. This is a person of the law. See, I was so glad that he announced that, but it wasn't time for me to introduce him yet. But I'll introduce him now. So now we got something that we could talk about since we got a welcoming finger. Now, Mr. Welcoming Finger, I'm a licensed CHL, whatever the hell that is in parentheses, holder from Texas. I actually know the law. If you already know the law, do me a favor. How many times is a person supposed to touch you before you get to defend yourself? And if you just said licensed, you said touch me again and see. So that means he's been touched before already. Thank you, Ragnar, for flying in. He said, is this about George Floyd? Yes, this is about George Floyd. Take a seat. I want to know how many times are you allowed to be hit? Again, everybody. When someone say touch me again, that means you've already touched me before. But let's back up. If I had already gave you a warning and said touch me and see what happened. So I gave you a warning and say touch me and see what happened. And now our licensed, whoever he is, who knows the law, he said it, not me, in Texas, because he's from Texas. When are you allowed to defend yourself? And I will hope, district attorney, when you are defending, I will hope somebody slip up like that. That's when you be tedious. See, that's why I tell you, shut your mouth if you're not smart enough. This is not smart to me. Because again, mean it was done already. That's in verb form. And it's plural. How many plurals do we need for me to start defending myself? That should have been singular. That should have been warning. Again, he's a licensed CHL holder from Texas. I actually know the damn law. So if you know the damn law, how could you tell me the touch me again and see is provocation? That's why it was premeditated. God damn. Would y'all do me a favor and have the district attorney and the state attorney work together and then do something like this? And then I got to be present in the courtroom and I know the goddamn attorney too. Could y'all, somebody, anybody out there, can somebody tell me what I should do if I catch something like this in the courtroom? And this man know the law. He from Texas. My blankie fell. And wait. So if you touch me one time, if I've given you warning and you've touched me one time and I have to give you another warning and say, touch me again and see, That's premeditated when I had to defend myself. That's premeditated. I want somebody to keep it real. See, y'all talk about, oh, she'd be so tedious, but I got a young black man to defend. Let's remember that. That's why I didn't come in all black today. I just wanted to let you know, when this case gets started, I don't give the mic back when it's my turn. We need to be very, very clear on that, because a lot of people think I'm joking. And I'm going to welcome anybody to this stage, but when your mic is shut off, your mic is off. That's my only rule. Now, my God. So, okay, wait. We went from premeditated. Now, see, this is when I tell y'all people like to skip ahead in the story. People skip ahead in the story, y'all. The people, listen, they skips ahead in the story, and then they want you to play the game with them. This is why you know you can't deal with people, especially when they know the law. How you just went from the touch me again and see it's provocation. That's why it's premeditated. But then you come and tell me a touch is not deadly. Okay, we need to stop. See how you see what I mean? He didn't even answer the original question. I wanted to know, how did you get premeditated if in your own words you said touch me again? So touch me again is premeditated. But now you done jump from premeditated because you ain't never addressed that. Now you done took your smart ass on because you from Texas and you obviously know the goddamn law. That's not a law to know. See, that's what I try to tell people. I tried to do a podcast a couple of years ago. Lady see me walking in the rain coming out of Walmart. Store I don't like, be honest. Stop me in the rain. Fro, man, my fro went to get. I wanted to tell her, ma'am, I don't know if you know what kind of hair I got, but these froze right here, I don't pick my hair out. I pull my hair out. And you got me in the rain. I mean, the man already called me a monkey. And I had to ask his monkey ass, what gonna happen if the KKK come? Who they gonna get, me or you first? See, they gonna need me. They don't need nothing to do with you. And you look half and breed. No, no. This lady stopped me in the store, coming out in the rain, and then asked me about doing a podcast. No, she didn't ask me about a podcast. She wanted me to be the face on her magazine. Went to some grand opening. Didn't know I was a walking in celebrity. Didn't know that. So that was free work I did to her. The problem with it was, as I got in her room, I took her audience, I guess. Went to talk about different ideas and talk about little things here and there and got all into stuff. Her and I going to do this podcast together. The problem with it was, she wanted me to be who she wanted me to say, what she wanted me to say. She don't realize that I'm a touchy, typey, tedious ass person when you get me in certain elements. And you cannot say this over here and then expect for no reaction over there. You cannot do that over there and then don't think there's consequences around that corner. Touch me is not deadly. Second, telling someone to touch me again and see is touch me again is a comma. It's provocation. How do you put those two together? How could touch me again and provocation is the same? How do you put those on the same sentence without a comma? So if you already touch me again, what did you just do to me? See, that's when you did. Matter of fact, I'm not putting no more comments up. See, when I go to talking to people like that, sometimes it make me feel like I'm talking to Trump. You ain't going to get through to them unless you just take the toupee off. That's the only way. Again means you have time to walk away from a situation. If I'm sitting in the seat and I tell you to leave me alone and you just touch me again, who was the person that should have walked away? This man have yet to answer the question. Should the rest in peace deceased have handled it differently when he told him no, he wasn't moving? Do you not see nothing else transpiring when this young man said, no, I'm not moving off the bench? Why did he not walk away and get an adult. You don't know the law. That's not the law. That's common sense. You are not of authority to reach for someone else on your level. He was not the adult. He was not the coach. He don't pay no taxes. See, you skipping ahead and you're telling on your own self. That's what y'all doing. Y'all trying not to hold the deceased, rest in peace. You're trying not to hold him accountable. You got to stop right there. I tell you all the time, this is why when I'm in my downtime, people's good and bad, some and none. When I'm on my downtime, I'm asking y'all, when y'all start seeing me, you're going to have to schedule business with me because I don't like to hear you lying in my ear. I don't like you. I just want you to know no. I want you to do the no. I don't want to talk business. Why? Because I don't know how to turn it off once I get turned on. See this one comment right here. The reason why I'm going to leave this alone, take it away. The reason why I had to do that, the reason why I'm leaving that alone, if y'all want to, y'all can read it in the chat, but I won't be reading it anymore because I can take that one comment. And again, I keep telling everybody, Kevin Samuels did a 60-second short. I turned that 60-second short into 58 minutes. This ain't the time for that. It'll give me a migraine right there. Because I got bigger fish to swallow. Okay. Thank you. How old are you? I'm 22 years old. Well, you know what? Hey, 22-year-old. Nice of you to join. How's everything going? You're 22 years old, then must be a man. Do me a favor, Mr. 22-year-old. Would you do me a favor? Would you come back to my Men Only Live? So my next Men Only Live is going to be, should be tonight. So you're more than welcome to fly back in and come to my Men Only Live. And make sure you start supporting that live. Because I had to tell somebody the other day, age, we want to get the young men in. The young men are already there. Older men too. And they just getting started. Because I'm just getting started. And I'm not taking no captures. You ain't going to be captured by me. You be there because you want to be there. When you get ready to leave, I'm going to say, damn. Who they'll be back. Yes, I feel like that. I don't give a damn what your mammy name is. I don't care what your dad's name is. I don't care what you say. You can rest in peace. You can do whatever you need to do. The truth of the matter is when a person telling the truth, people hate it. People hate the truth. Again, thank you, sir, for flying in. Definitely appreciate you. You're catching me at the good moment. So then you'll be able to understand what my personalities are, and we'll be great friends from there. I'll talk to you tonight. See you at 8. I don't know, because I'm getting in the mood to where I'm getting ready to start unassing this fro up here. I say, man, I need to switch this look up. I say, I done had my head on punishment for about, what, 2 or 3 weeks now? And I braided it down. It's all braided up in there. I said, it's about that time for me to start giving them that next look. Because this next look right here, I'll take that fro. I'm going to throw that thing like, I'm going to throw that fro out like that. I don't even want it in my face. I want it all back. I want my fro all to the back, just like that. And then I say, what season is it for me? I don't even know what season it is for me when it comes to clothes. I don't know what I want to do. All I know is this. I got to walk through the streets of New Orleans. I have to walk through the streets of Alabama. And then I got to get on places like this and show who I am. I got to let these people know I'm sweet like a honeysuckle, but don't get me twisted. If you want the sweet honeysuckle out of me, you come to the Men Only Live Day. That's my Men Only Man Cave. That's when you get the sweet honeysuckle. When I'm doing business like this, I'm going to have to tell you, I'll see you later, Ragnar. I just had to remind my men of that again. Y'all know when I'm working and when I'm not. Who is this clown? So that means, but wait a minute. I have so many people. And I guarantee you when I make it on his channel, because I think I ran into him before. I try not to know names and stuff. I try to get to know people by what they did. What did he do? Well, what happened? Was there any special moments with this person? What happened when I was over there? Chocolate takes the mic. You invite people over to your house, then they take the mic. Come over to my house, I give you the mic time. Hey, listen, matter of fact, when you come to my house, I'll be like this. Okay, I see what you mean. And listen, y'all get to take the floor. But when I go over to your house, don't be rude. Y'all share the mic. Okay? Thank you. Y'all remember out there to like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget, if you don't do anything else, I say get to know me. Hit the like button. I like it. I like it. I like it. And anybody that know me know when I start cutting up like this, that means I'm getting ready to get into a whole nother mode. And I probably got to settle down. Settle, man. Let me hit my blunt sage. That's that blunt sage. That's what I'm talking about. I say, matter of fact, let me hit this blunt sage for real. Because, man, it was time for me to settle down. Because I got some big fishes to fry. And tomorrow night at, if I'm not mistaken, 7 p.m., I will be talking about Anton Massey. And that's going to be called News Around the Queen. So tomorrow, News Around the Queen will be with Anton Massey, and I'm going to have a special guest. This should be interesting. I told y'all, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. I don't want to hear nothing in my ear. I don't care. I say, sage it. I say, move it out the way. I bring it in. Start right there. And it was time for me to start right there. Because guess what? I have to make sure I keep my energy good. That's my blunt sage. 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 Kool-Aid. I don't even know if I want to hear no more from this knuckle sandwich head, because I just decided to calm down for a bit and to see if I probably need to switch these gears, because I'll switch a gear and come back on it if I feel like it. It's all about what I feel. Some people be talking about, you're supposed to report the news. But when you report the news, you're supposed to talk story by story. I don't report my damn news like that. I'll report my news how you hear it come out of me, because I might be talking about Anton Massey like I just did, and then I might go back over there to Karmelo Anthony, and then I might come back over here to this Peabody brain, then I might come back over to him again, then I might go back over there again. I wears my own ass out. I don't let people wear me out. I wear my own ass out. If y'all haven't noticed, I wear my own ass out because I could do it. How about that one? This man right here, he's full of malarkey. I think I've said that before. I don't quite remember this fella. But I could tell you this. Yeah, I'm getting that other camera view together. One over there and one over there. Because I got to start switching. I'm over here. Hey, I'm back over here. Hey, pay attention over there. I'm going to have all that going on one day. Very soon. Hopefully, I don't know. And listen, I'm about to double back to a couple of places I've been. Even if I do a couple reaction videos. And I'm going to be dropping my long form videos again. I'm going to probably drop, when I get ready to, I'm going to probably try my best. I was going to drop one long form video a day, but I'm not sure. I might try to drop at least 2 or 3 long form videos. And why? Because honestly, I have a lot of my subscribers, all my Queen Kings and things. A lot of them found me because they like when I do reaction videos on the long form. And then I kind of got away from the long form. So I'm going to be starting a couple of things up. That's why my schedule is how it is now. And you better know it. And if I'm late to one of my lives, it will only be by a couple of minutes. I'm going to try my best, unless I just went somewhere and got some good news about something. Then y'all, you know. Hey, unless some bad news happen, I'm gonna tell you about the good and the bad. Somebody said, oh no, coming on social media, venting. See, that's when people still don't get it. It's not about coming on social media and venting. Because you ain't got to come on my channel. And I'm still gonna vent. I mean, but who do you vent to? You can't vent to the people around you. So what you do, vent within? That's what people got to understand. Then where the hell you vent at? If you can't go to social media, you already can't vent to family. You can't trust your friends. What you vent in your head? That's when people say you got mental problems. So what about getting out your head and then coming somewhere to vent where you got somebody that's listening? How about that? I never had a problem with social media. I never understood it because it seemed like it was a bunch of gossiping and fighting. That's why I ain't got time for that. Because y'all already see I go to getting riled up like a beast for real. I'm like, nah, see, now they done put me in beast mode. And I got that $5 right here too. I had to take this $5 and I fold this $5 up and I thank the Lord for it. And I go put it in my bless me he pot. Because I said, Lord, if I could save up in that pot, guess what that means for me? That means one day I get to give this money to somebody that need it. Bad as I need it. But if I could give it to somebody else, maybe I'll get me 3 folds back. Y'all better learn how to give to people and start watching what kind of shoes they got on. Just give somebody something sometimes. I was just coming back from Aldi's. I had went to Aldi's. That's why I was like 3 or 4 minutes late to my live. Even though I was here, I came back like 12:03, something like that. I started it and then I had to go and do something real quick because I like to wash my hands. And I thought about that as I was sitting here. I was just sitting here just thinking about this. I'm like, man, I can't believe what I'm going through, with these cases like this. And I thought about it. I said, you know what? I said, some people are so stingy, man. I said, it's so goddamn stingy. Over at the Aldi's, you got to put 25 cents in the buggy. Even that's crime. All that should be highway robbery. When I'm coming to your store to patronize you, I'm buying stuff out of your store and you're going to make me pay for the buggy and you already selling knockoff brands. So you already getting a discounted, and you discounted, you acting like you're discounting me when you're really not. But you only discounting me because Publix high as hell. But they done took over when Dixie. They're taking over when Dixie. I don't know everywhere, but here they are. So I'm looking with these buggies. You should see how people bring those buggies back. Cheap ass people, man. They won't even say, hey, just take my buggy. They'll see you walking up and they won't even give you the buggy. It's only a quarter. That's how stingy people are. And another topic I'm going to get on probably won't be now. This P. Diddy topic. I care about what happened with P. Diddy topic only because I feel there's a lot of victims out there and they're scared. You're up against someone with a lot of money and you don't want to be blacklisted. I feel like there are a lot of victims out there. The problem with it is I feel like a lot of victims aren't speaking up. And they're not going to speak up because they're scared of the backlash. They're scared of so many different things. That's a whole nother world, especially if you're not protected over there. And I said on the other side with P. Diddy, whether they're over sentencing him, whether they're not over sentencing, whether he's guilty of stuff, my thing was he did abuse of power with money. They always go back to money. So it's not that these people with the buggy is petty, but that shows me how stingy they are too. But then you take someone like P. Diddy, he had an abuse of power. I heard so many on the stage yesterday, and I should show me on there talking about the P. Diddy thing. And I might show it. I might show that as the end. I'll show that as my closing, just to show me being on another young lady's platform. I had just got off of live yesterday, and she messaged me on Instagram and asked me, did I want to look at this show? Did I want to come on? And I went and jumped on the stage with them. And so many were uplifting P. Diddy because he helped so many. I say, see right there where people ain't paying attention, right there, that's a mind thing as well. But you helped so many, but you were helping them with abuse of power by money. See, he didn't have an abuse of power by color. He had an abuse of power by money. And everybody on the stage said it yesterday. And the problem was, I thought that I was screen recording, but I wasn't. I made a mistake. I just shared the screen with her, but that's not what I meant to do. I meant to screen record, and I didn't, because I wasn't paying attention, because it was so quick. It was within minutes of me getting off, literally. Matter of fact, I got on when they honestly was about to get off. I had just seen the link. It was crazy. So he was an abuse of power. The district attorney, state attorney, they still didn't answer the question. I asked one question. I said, so you trust the district attorney? I'll look in the chat real quick, but I don't think there's an answer there. There's not an answer. Every question that I've asked, there's no answer. And I don't have to read all the chat. I can skim through that real quick. But there's no answer there, because you trust the district attorney on this case. But why didn't so many people not trust Kamala Harris? Everybody threw up about her being a state attorney. I don't know. God's honest truth. I've never watched Kamala Harris. I didn't even want to hear her voice. I never watched her. I never heard her speak. I didn't get involved at all. And I didn't listen to Trump either, because I had already made my decision in my heart, because I had seen it. I seen where, no, I seen it. I seen what I seen, and that was the end of it for me. But I can tell you this. If you trust the district attorney now, I want somebody to now answer me, why didn't nobody say they trusted Kamala Harris? So the district attorney is different than the state attorney, I guess. Does that mean neither one of them is the defense attorney? So that means they're on the same side of the law. So why didn't nobody trust Kamala Harris? I never wanted to talk about it. But then I heard someone say that, not talking to me, someone said that she put a lot of black men in jail for marijuana, so forth and so on. And I said, And now we got this man right here basically saying to trust the district attorney. But I want to know why do so many people get to trust right now when they didn't even see all the evidence? They seen the same thing I seen, but they didn't see the beginning of the story. See, I don't give a damn what the footage showed. Karmelo Anthony never lied. He never lied. What he said was, this was self-defense. Period. And I want to know, with self-defense, who gets to determine whether or not my reaction to you is befitting to you? Because you hit me in my face. How should my reflex hit you back? How should my scaredness hit you back? How should my rage react to you? I mean, I want one person to answer the question. You can't tell me what's written on the paper. You got to tell me what's in a person's heart and their body self. And y'all look like two big buffaloes, rest in peace, deceased. I'm confused. I'm so confused until, where all the knuckleheads at? I got to drop this as a regular video, because my knuckleheads don't roll up on lives. My knuckleheads, not yet. My knuckleheads roll up on videos. Wonder where they at. Hey, knuckleheads. Just know Karmelo Anthony is innocent in his self-defense. And one thing y'all didn't do, y'all never told me nothing about, he knew karate. Y'all knew that fella knew karate. This fella knew karate, y'all. He knew how to, he knew all that tricky. He knew everything that Karmelo Anthony didn't know. He knew, listen, this young fella, rest in peace. So this young fella was all out there shooting hogs and stuff. His mama said it. His mama said that he was shooting so many hogs and gutted them. And he begged to go there, number one. But remember that she also said, he was very adamant and persistent. She also said that he was one that would not back down from a fight. So was this one of those days where he started a fight and then he intentionally didn't back down? So he was already he's a walking premeditator. Wow. He's a walking premeditator. His mama said it. His mama said he'll never back down from a fight. So that means he always came to people prepared to do whatever he needed to do to take them down. Hey, rest in peace. Rest in peace. See, every time I'm on the right track of the same old thing, the same old game. Yep, it's time for change. Ain't like me no more. Ain't like me no more. It ain't like me no more.
We're checking in. Latest on Diddy's trial. Could we be on track for a 4th of July decision to be made? We'll talk about it. In the meantime, let's get back to it. You remember this one?
I bet y'all need to play it back because y'all ain't seen one thing that I wanted y'all to see. I wish y'all looked in the eyes of both of those pictures. Because I ain't going nowhere. Ain't nobody gonna run me. You know why? Because I'm gonna fight for this case like hell on wheels. I'm gonna fight for Anton Massey. I'm gonna fight. Because when people start seeing things on the other side and they put shields and guards up, because one thing that I've noticed, I've heard from the rest in peace deceased mom's mouth that he was one that would not back down from a fight if he felt it was right. Now, I don't know what made him feel it was right to put his hands. See, he had the right to ask him to move. But when he refused to move, what gave him the right? See, the right came from his mother said he's a premeditator. The mother said that he was the type of kid that would stand up and fight for what he thought was right. But you got to know how to fight the same way y'all tell us black people. You got to know how to fight. Y'all so aggressive. Y'all so this. Yes, you might be right. But I tell you what, we got a fighter that survived a bully attack, a bullyish attack, a bullyish premeditated attack. See, when you ask people questions like that, they don't want to answer none of the questions. See, every question I ask, I notice I don't get no answers. I asked what started this last week. I didn't get that answer yet. I asked what started it. And I ain't get that answer yet. And when the first person tell me what the answer is, I'm agree with them cold-heartedly. One person tell me what started it. Him. What started it? What started it? I told y'all if y'all want me to answer what started it, all you got to do is ask me. I want one person to tell me what started this. Don't be scared. What started this? See, people got to go from the beginning of the story. You need to go from the beginning of the story, then you can establish the right motive. And guess what, Ragnar? Ragnar say Cassie deserves jail too. And you know what, Ragnar? I cannot lie, nor did I detect the lie out of your statement. There should be certain charges too. But that's only if she can say, if we could say her charging her with what? Like, who's going to step up against her? But then you know what, Ragnar? That's interesting. Because I wonder, did she play a role in anything as far as bringing other victims in? And if somebody out there have gone through anything with Cassie, but people are not going to want to do that because they look at Cassie as a big victim. And Cassie may have been a victim for certain things, but what are they? So you don't care if the video surveillance shows Karmelo Anthony was in the wrong. How was he in the wrong, though? How was he in the wrong? You didn't answer a question yet. How was he in the wrong? What started this? Could the rest in peace deceased have done anything differently? I've asked 3 questions. And see, this is why when I say, matter of fact, this knucklehead right here is the one that said that I'm tedious. And I wonder would he answer any of these questions if he had to be on trial. But also remember this name right here. Remember, this is also the same person. He's never responded to this part. But this is the same person that said, this is the person. Did this person say this was a court of law where somebody was beat unconscious? These are some of the biggest deflectors, Lord Jesus. So one thing about it, I could tell the rest in peace. I know one thing, boy, y'all, this one right here say that he was in the law. He say that he was in the law. He say he from Texas, and he say he know the goddamn case. He said it just like that. But one thing about it, 2 things for sure. If I was the deceased family, I definitely wouldn't want him as my DA. I'll fire his ass so goddamn quick. I say, hell no. When I tell you, every time I get in the courtroom, I will make it clear with the judge. No, I don't give a damn if he went to your school. You get your judging ass off the damn stand. Get off the bench. It's certain people, I'm telling you, it will be an outright no-no. One of the things I'm looking at now, Karmelo Anthony's criminal defense attorney, his name is here. Let me see. Mike Howard. So Mike Howard. So I got Mike Howard here on his own piece of paper. I got everything over here. If you don't believe me, I'm gonna show you. I got everything on there waiting because I'm going to be scouring like what he up to. I got him. I'm telling you, where he at? Yeah, this is Mike. Uh-huh. But I got him up here. You know why? Because I'm going to be looking him up. I want to know what he's really talking about, what he's really about, what's really going on with him. Because I wonder what happened too, because remember, Karmelo Anthony had the other attorney. I guess he got so much scrutiny. I don't know what happened on that. But I'm going to be heavily into it. I'm going to figure all of it out before trial time. And this state attorney, he better come, boy. He better come. He better come. He better bring his ass together. And I'm going to tell you off the top, man, Mike Howard, you better come dirty. Because this is a serious case. When I say serious, I don't want to play with nobody. Y'all going to catch me in the mode. If y'all catch me on this side of Oak Tree's Queen and Saiddit LLC, up in here, at Dee Saiddit, don't come here thinking that I'm listen, and I'm trying to announce it in all of my lives and my videos. I'm apologizing to my men because you will see me out of character. And I'm sorry if I have to come to anybody this him way. Because when I get this him way, that's all bets off because I got the mic now. Just understand. Mike Howard, Dallas criminal lawyer. Since stupid ass says this happened in New York, but he's so funny. He's so funny until I can still show you cases in New York where we just had a young man murdered while in prison, while all the deputies had the cameras on. And his hands was behind his back, handcuffed, and he was already an inmate. Don't make me show that video because I will right now. Because I'll switch this thing to show where. See, I had to put that fist up. Make me show that video.
Wasn't back as they faces, I ain't rolling when you tripping like, hey. When I get done, I say this every day. These niggas jealous, what you expect? Wasn't back as they faces. Wasn't back as they faces.
Man. My God. I got some good news for y'all. I have teamed up with me a celebrity. Y'all gonna enjoy it. Because I don't know if I have second demotion of this kind of like little bond that I'm kind of going through. I'm going through a little bond. I don't know. Because I'm going to ride Karmelo Anthony on that side, and then I'm going to bond on this side. Woo, buddy. I wonder what this crazy woman up to now. She's a goddamn fool, ain't she? No, I have teamed up for real. I think y'all might, I don't know. Let's see who agree with me, who don't, because I don't know if I agree. I don't know if I disagree. All I know is
you always wondered why that app didn't exist.
Calls a news conference with just an hour's notice. You know he thinks it is a moment.
Well, this was a big one, wasn't it? This was a big decision.
A rare presidential appearance in the White House press room, because this is a significant victory for the president, and he knows it.
Thanks to this decision, we can now promptly file to proceed with these numerous policies and those that have been wrongly enjoined on a nationwide basis, including birthright citizenship, ending sanctuary city funding, suspending refugee resettlement, freezing unnecessary funding, stopping federal taxpayers from paying for transgender surgeries, and numerous other priorities of the American people.
For once, the news had come not from the White House itself, but from the Supreme Court. A 6-3 majority ruling from the nation's top judges, which concluded that federal judges have been overreaching in their own rulings. Since the start of his second term, federal judges have sought to block elements of President Trump's policy plan, ruling that his executive action is illegal or unconstitutional. Much of the focus has been on Trump's immigration policies, the rounding up of undocumented migrants, detaining them and deporting them without due process. Not constitutional, not American, said federal judges.
Well, I think taking power away from these absolutely crazy radical left judges is a tremendous, this is such a big day. This is such a big day.
So what happens now? Well, I think we should expect that Donald Trump, with the enthusiasm and the bounce that we saw in that news conference, to press on with.
I got a question. So I'm just wondering, am I looking at this the right way? Am I looking at this in a way, in a manner? Let me put this purse down. That's probably why I couldn't scoot up as close as I wanted to scoot up. Because I like to scoot up on people and really be asking questions and stuff. Is this basically telling me that they're going to free up money that should start now being available for Americans without having to go through such a struggle for assistance because there's no money and no funding? So are you saying that by getting rid of so many undocumented immigrants, we'll be able to track the money trail differently? Are you telling me by doing stuff like that, prices should honestly go down? Because if you're undocumented, then basically you telling me you getting paid under the table. And then basically you telling me you cutting me out. That's why I had to get my boots off the ground. So wait a minute. It seems like since a lot of this stuff has been happening, I noticed a lot of corporations been closing down. So I wonder where they've been getting all their immigrants from. Wonder if some of that labor had to leave. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I know I ain't hearing what I think I'm hearing. And then did I just hear him say, what did he say? Something about transgenders and paying for different things. And if I'm not mistaken, he also says something about transgenders are no longer able to play in female sports. Because I don't have Johnny Apples and biceps. So if Trump said that, are there any men in boxing or men in our swimming leagues champions? Because if they are, and they're no longer allowed, what happens to their medals and stuff? So we get to put things back how it's supposed to be. So we get to start being able to watch the prices of our houses go down. Because it's a shame that they're so high right now. Wonder why. So I said, I don't know if I've teamed up with somebody, and I'm going to make a whole lot of goddamn enemies now. See, the thing of it about me is one of my men on the panel, his name is Guyton. Guyton opened up my eyes one day. Guyton said him and his partner get along good. He said, because they got an understanding. I said, well, what's your understanding, Guyton? He said, we got an understanding because he know I'm two-faced sometimes. Guys say he two-faced, and I say two-faced ass. And I said it and I laughed so hard because y'all got to hear me, and Gotten makes me laugh so hard till sometimes I'm like, I can't talk to Gotten right now. Gotten been so busy over there, wrapped up with not getting along with his other brother on the piano, Martin. We'll talk about that one day when I can get to it, because honey, I'm on fire. Cracker. Child, let me tell you. When Gotten told me you could be two-faced, I said, oh, okay. God opened up my eyes to what you mean. Oh, okay, you already knew that. You've been like that. But people don't understand how you could be like that. See, I know how I could be like that. I'm wondering, does that mean that y'all need to start investing in the stocks, Bitcoin, crypto? I got a channel, The Boot 504. He's into crypto. I need to start making sure I bring him up here, and I talked about that. I need to start making sure I bring him up because, listen, right now, the boots are on the ground. Leave your boots on the ground. You got to come up, come up. See, it's time for me. This is why I'm pleading for small channels. The boots are on the ground right now. Why? Because whether y'all want to believe it or not, you got somebody in the office that's going to bring the money back. And by the time he leave and things get shook up again, then you'd be okay to get in that Democratic side of it or get in the Republican side. But right now, y'all should be worried about the wealth and the finances of your family and your future. Y'all got to learn how to look at things in another way. And I'm glad I woke up and this was on. It's a channel. I got to bring this channel. I was watching the channel. I'm like, I know he ain't crossing over because, man, I'm going to come and get him. And I looked and I went to thinking, I'm listening to what's going on because, yes, we're looking at something that says it's supposed to be overturned or that he's trying to get this out and change this and change that. And if I'm not mistaken, there won't be an answer until I think August or something like that. But the point of the matter is, imagine if you start getting undocumented this out, illegal this away, taking certain things away, the price won't have a choice but to come back down on the ground. Then you can come from out of the air, but you need to be up in the air learning. You need to be up in the air getting things together. You need to be up in the air understanding what you're getting involved in. You need to be up in the air saying, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. If I can start right now putting $10 away in something, by the time, because the market, listen, what goes up has to come back down. People think you go crazy. No, when you focus and now you really learn how to be focused, you got to keep going even when people start questioning you, even when they stop acting like they trust you, even when you feel like you don't got nobody to talk to, even when you feel like nobody understands you, even when you feel like you fighting and you so tired you don't think you got it in you no more. Even when you feel like, man, there ain't nothing really paying off, you got to keep going because one day something gonna click in you and it's gonna tell you, wait a minute, you are on track, but you got to stay true to you. The three things you got to do. You got to tell the truth. Me, I make sure I put the Lord the head of my heart. Me, I make sure I don't change for nobody unless I change me. Ain't nobody going to tell me how I get to the top. When you know what you're doing, get to the top. Sometimes you got to get in them woods. People going to be there to help you. They may leave you. They may stay with you. They may not, whatever the case may be. But you got to always be prepared to get in the woods and run. I'm running in the woods right now. I thought I was idle, but I'm not. But I'm running. That's it. I know there's a lot of people thought that I was going to come on here and go against Trump and this, that, other. I'm honestly not going against anything because to be honest with you, it ain't about Trump, but it's about Trump. Because Trump is doing something that nobody else would do. That's kind of shake the market up. Why y'all don't want the market to get shook up? Shake up the market. Shake up the people that got clutches on you. If somebody trying to take you somewhere and you see that they headed down the right spot, pay attention. Because you ain't going to get this break in life again. You ain't going to get this break. You're not going to get it. And it's only certain people I'm noticing that's paying attention. See, it's not about me going anywhere and watching the Diddy trial. That's not what it's about. It's the connections. And the connections is what's networking. working to get you to the top. People come on here. Listen, I heard a man say, and if my phone wasn't messed up, I heard that man say, for the last 5 years, man, he said, I couldn't make $1. He said, I couldn't make any money. He said, I went to just blocking everybody out. He said, I blocked so many people out till I couldn't believe it. He said, because I needed money. He said, and I said, what better way than me to try to do it? He said he started on YouTube. Mano Terror is his name. He was telling his story on how he got started. And he almost had 1 million subscribers, and he gonna get it because he's another one that tell the truth. And I like he tell the truth. He don't sugarcoat the truth. He tell it, even the bad got to be in it, like me. He tell it, but he reading the card. Okay, I don't have to read a card to tell you something. At the end of the day, he said he started something free. He started on YouTube free. This is free. You just have to make the time for it. Right now, don't worry about the boots on the ground. Don't worry about that. Imagine. I thought about it. I said, wait a minute. He getting rid of illegal immigrants. He's making people come the right way. So then we could track who all here for the good and the bad. But you earned your spot here. And you are meant to be here because you were welcomed here. I want to know, why is that such a big deal when if I go over to the Dominican right now and I have a baby, what are they going to do to me? What is my child over there? Because listen, if you go to the Dominican, the island where Dominican is at, it's on the same island with Haiti. When they come from Haiti over to Dominican and they have babies, those babies are still considered Haitians, not Dominican. I'm American. So my kid would remain what? American? The Haitian's kid remain Haitian. So my kid wouldn't be any different. So my problem is, why do you get to come over to my country illegally and have a baby, make the baby legal, and then you get to do what you want to do? So when I take you, why would we leave your kid? No, you nicely take your stuff. And then another thing, whether people like it or not, I have had situations to where I have honestly had situations to where immigrants will actually be in my country calling me racial slurs. And when we say immigrant, people of Cuba, people of Dominican, people of Colombia, people of the Bahamas, people of Jamaica, people of Trinidad, people of. So before you throw the slurs out, that's people of. And those that don't want to go along and don't want to understand, good. Don't go along and don't understand, but understand this. Understand why one of the reasons you still sitting back scuffling, trying to figure out how to make money. Scuffling, figuring out when can I make it. Scuffling, trying to figure out, man, ain't no money coming in. The bread high. That's why you scuffling, because the money is going in so many other different places. And some people say, man, y'all always making it about money. At this day and time in the economy, it has to be about money. It cannot just be about love. Love ain't gonna pay the light bill. You got to wake up. That's what people don't get. And when you're a person that's woke and you get it, you take no hostages with you. The only people that are supposed to come with you is the ones that believe in you, the ones that got your back, and the one that understand what the mission is that you're taking them to. And when they don't, you got to separate and keep going. If you go back to my chat on Saturday, one of the men that joined the panel, his name is Ban. And Ban and Beyond, Ban is getting ready to go to school to be a pharmacist. And he said he's so focused right now, he's scared. He's scared that he's not going to make it. I said, you're going to make it if you let the old you go. Compare the old you to the new you. Let the old know, rip that paper, do whatever, just draw the line through it, keep going. You'll see him at the Men Only Live. When you're focused, stay away from the negativity unless you create it. If you create negativity because you want that, then that's for you. Because everybody, you got some people that might create negativity because that's their lifestyle. You got me. People may say I create negativity. Why? Because I told you what the truth was that came from me and you didn't like my truth. That's my negativity. I told the truth and you didn't like it. But I ain't call you no damn names and then did you? I might have called you a knucklehead. They get so cute in the panties when you say little stuff like that. Knucklehead, peanut butter brain. I mean, come on, cougar boots. You can't tell them nothing. You call them a cougar boot. She called me a I didn't call you that. I called you a cougar boots. What is a cougar boot? I don't know what a goddamn cougar boot is. All I know is I called you a cougar boot. What you think a cougar boot is, however you insinuate a cougar boot, goddamn it, cougar, then you a cougar boot. If you don't want to be a cougar boot, then you ain't. I'm not a cougar boot. Some would like for me to be a cougar boot. Well, what is a cougar boot? I don't know what a cougar boot is. I'm talking to myself. I answered myself. So that's y'all answer. Whatever your answer was, goddamn it, about a cougar boot, it's a cougar boot. The man trying to tell you how to free up the money. You free up the money by cleaning. Listen, this is when you go back and you go to getting them roots right. Y'all want the economy to come back down. Who else is going to get the economy back right? When it comes to, do y'all understand a 1,500 square foot house right now is running almost $400,000 in Florida. It ain't much difference nowhere else. I salute this. I have been to about 4 or 5 countries. They treat you with respect to an extent. But they come to our country and get treated with the utmost respect, graciousness, invite, welcome, all of that. This is another one coming from him where it looks like Trump is addressing the press. I don't know. I can only tell you this. I have no problems if you're here the right way. There's no problems with you at all in the world. But just like I could show you one with this one young lady, because she's legal, she felt like she can throw racist innuendos at Black people and was calling the KKK to lynch us. And I just couldn't understand it. So you think just because you have a citizenship that you could come here and continue to do that? Because if I was in your country of Mexico, I wouldn't be allowed to do that as the tallest Black woman probably there. I need to take a trip over there for fun, of course, not to be, I go over there for business. No. Just because you're here legally, it's also within boundaries. And because you're here legally, see, the more legal you are, the better the paychecks will get. Let's also remember that.
York, we're coming on the air because President Trump is speaking from the White House briefing room right now in the wake of some consequential Supreme Court decisions. Let's listen in.
The rule of law in striking down the excessive use of nationwide injunctions to interfere with the normal functioning of the executive branch. the Supreme Court has stopped the presidency itself. That's what they've done. And really, it's been an amazing period of time this last hour. There are people elated all over the country. I've seen such happiness and spirit. Sometimes you don't see that, but this case is very important. I was elected on a historic mandate, but in recent months, we've seen a handful of radical left judges effectively try to overrule the rightful powers of the president to stop the American people from getting the policies that they voted for in record numbers. It was a grave threat to democracy, frankly, and instead of merely ruling on the immediate cases before them, these judges have attempted to dictate the law for the entire nation. In practice, this meant that if any one of the nearly 700 federal judges disagreed with the policy of a duly elected president of the United States, he or she could block that policy from going into effect or at least delay it for many years, tie it up in the court system. This was a colossal abuse of power which never occurred in American history prior to recent decades. And we've been hit with more nationwide injunctions than were issued in the entire 20th century together. Think of it, more than the entire 20th century, me. I'm grateful to the Supreme Court for stepping in and solving this very, very big and complex problem, and they've made it very simple. I want to thank Justice Barrett, who wrote the opinion brilliantly, as well as Chief Justice Roberts, and Justices Alito, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Thomas. Great people. Thanks for this decision, and thanks to this decision, we can now promptly file to proceed with numerous policies that have been wrongly enjoined on a nationwide basis. And some of the cases we're talking about would be ending birthright citizenship, which now comes to the fore. That was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for people trying to scam the system and come into the country on a vacation. This was, in fact,
it
was the same date, the exact same date, the end of the Civil War. It was meant for the babies of slaves, and it's so clean and so obvious. But this lets us go there and finally win that case, because hundreds of thousands of people are pouring into our country under birthright citizenship, and it wasn't meant for that reason. It was meant for the babies of slaves. So thanks to this decision, we can now promptly file to proceed with these numerous policies and those that have been wrongly enjoined on a nationwide basis, including birthright citizenship, ending sanctuary city funding.
Now, question. Americans, of course, to answer. Do you feel that this economy right now is bad? Do you feel whether it is not or not this economy is bad? Do you feel freeing up more money so that the economy can start turning back over and you can start back buying houses for $30,000 and $40,000? I don't care if it ever go that low again. It got to go back down. It cannot stay up. There's nobody, you're not going to be able to afford an $800,000 house unless everybody just going to be in the market renting. That's it. It's the bubble has to burst. But why not, instead of bursting the bubble like that, why not start letting air out of the bubble that's not supposed to be there? Why not? Why not? Why not let air out of the bubble? I mean, if we can take the Trump that just went and did a whole goddamn missile shootout, if we could take Missile Man off the damn conversation, because some gonna say, well, what do you think about that? Why do you think that? Do you think he should have went into war? My answer to whether I think Trump should have went into war, in all honesty, if Trump did that little shootout and it was protecting our better goods, because you don't know how things maybe positioned, because some people can't see it, in the form of an earth. Trump living in the earth like me. He living in the earth to where the outsprings of the earth are other countries in his world. For right now, it's not the people in our earth. He's trying to say the people in the earth is protected. But if I let this one country do so and so and so and so to this one country, I know for a fact it's going to shake us up. If he did it for that particular reason, I make him on that. Now, if he did it just being nosy, getting in people's business, showing that we got power, I boo him on that. Those are my only two. Period. Because what people don't understand, when you go to looking out for the well-being of the people for real in your investment and how things can really plummet or how things can get really rise, you got to make executive decisions. And those below you, a lot of times, that can't even make it where you at, and you're trying to lead them, they don't understand that you got to make decisions with or without them. That's why I feel Kamala didn't make it. Trump gonna tell you how he feel, whether you like it or not. I don't want to be back and forth dangled like I'm a damn doll baby. Not when I'm talking business. You got to know how to take the floor when you talking and you believe in it. You got to take the floor. If they don't like your decision, you got to say, okay, listen, I understand what you're saying. You don't like my decision, but one thing I have to ask you, did I lie? That's it. And what people looking at, they're looking at things on the lower level. Me, when I see what I'm up to in my head, I'm sitting on the earth, and I'm a Capricorn on top of that. So I third degree that. And where I'm going, I'm not going to stop. And I get it when you have to make executive decisions. And that's why I tell you, sometimes you got to, not sometimes, going forward in your life, don't take prisoners with you. Learn how not to take prisoners. Don't ever take prisoners with you. See, prisoners are held hostage. Prisoners can't leave or they're going to get hurt. Prisoners got a reason to escape. You don't take hostages with you. You take them prayer warriors with you, and you keep going. And everybody that's supposed to go with you will come. Here's not to say that I trust everything that Trump do. But the way I could see this economy and the way I see I could take over, this economy is weak. And if you shake up the wrong knee, it's going to feel worse than what it is. I personally don't want to be here. Oh, I don't want to be here with all my wealth. And I leave here where my kids and my brownie cake and her children and those children should be okay. And somebody going to stay woke like I am, because I ain't going to let their ass sleep if I got to be up there in heaven. The Lord going to say, please go to bed. I'm going to say, hey, I can't go to bed until they wake up. And they take it too long. It took me long enough. Because if you don't make certain decisions, you're going to be stuck leading. I don't want my money that I don't work so hard for get taken by a country that know there's a lot of things in it that need to be changed. And I always said it don't matter what nobody say. I don't care what your mammy name is. I always said it. I say I feel like Trump will be a good advocate when it comes to the finance side of it. He don't got the heart for the other stuff, because the heart that he got for the other stuff, most people not gonna get it. I don't know why you can't have a split president. Period.
Suspending refugee resettlement, freezing unnecessary funding, stopping federal taxpayers from paying for transgender surgeries, and numerous other priorities of the
Taxpayers for paying transgender surgeries. What the hell? What the hell? What you mean? Why did we have to pay for transgender services? Like, is that mandatory? How do we have to pay for transgender services when a transgender ain't even gonna have a baby like me, which is painful? How transgender gonna have me pay for their goddamn surgery and I get a monthly every month? And that's painful, and I'm 50 and I get it. How you gonna tell me I got to pay for a transgender surgery, and when I have kids, my pain still don't stop? I still don't stop protecting them. I'll still lose nights sleeping if something ever happened to anybody kid, because I mourned the death of Trayvon Martin and so many others. And you gonna tell me, because y'all say women come emotional, so I'm gonna always be in my feelings, and you honestly is a man. That means you could drop your emotions at a drop of a dime because you built like that, y'all say. And you're gonna tell me I was paying for your surgery? Like, why did, that's my problem. Like I said, I don't care what you do, but when you put your lifestyle on me, that's the problem. Why did I have to pay for that? And I wonder if I know anybody that support Trump but had transgender family members. Wonder how that relationship went.
American people. We have so many of them. I have a whole list. I'm not going to bore you, and I'm going to have Pam get up and say a few words, but there's really, she can talk as long as she wants because this is a very important decision. This is a decision that covers a tremendous amount of territory. But I want to just thank again the Supreme Court for this ruling. It's a giant. It's a giant. And they should be very proud, and our country should be very proud of the Supreme Court today. And with that, I'd like you to listen to the words of Pam Bondi. She's an incredible attorney general. We're very proud of her. And as you know, Todd Blanche is with us, and we have so many others that worked on this case and other cases. And I think they're doing a great job. Pam, please say a few words.
Thank you, President Trump. Thank you for fighting for all Americans. Americans are finally getting what they voted for. No longer will we have rogue judges striking down President Trump's policies across the entire nation. No longer. Today, in the 6-3 opinion, Justice Barrett correctly holds that the district court lacks authority to enter nationwide or universal injunctions. These lawless injunctions gave relief to everyone in the world instead of the parties before the court. As the Supreme Court held today, they turned district courts into the imperial judiciary. Active liberal judges have used these injunctions to block virtually all of President Trump's policies. To put this in perspective, there are 94 federal judicial districts. 5 of those districts throughout this country held 35 of the nationwide injunctions. Think about that, 94 districts.
And we're listening to this press conference right now in the White House briefing room. There is Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, talking about this latest round of Supreme Court decisions, and President Trump himself also speaking specifically about the ruling regarding birthright citizenship. Now, the Supreme Court didn't address the merits of the 14th Amendment itself and whether or not the birthright citizenship is constitutional, how it's laid out there. Instead, it addressed the issue of injunctions by lower courts that the president accused of radical judges of seeking to overrule the powers of the president. He called it a great threat to democracy. What President Trump said about birthright citizenship itself, he said that it was meant for babies of slaves, not meant for people who want to come into this country. Trump also went on to say that he can now promptly proceed with other policies that may have been limited by some of those lower court injunctions. Let's go ahead and talk to our team here. ABC senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is at the White House. Selena, I know you've been listening along. Clearly, the White House, President Trump himself, they see this as a green light to move forward on a number of issues, even beyond birthright citizenship.
Yep. That's exactly right. Wait, you see President Trump there, as well as the Attorney General, really taking a victory lap here. They're considering this as a major win. They have long argued that these federal judges have far too much power. The president saying that it was stopping the presidency itself. So he sees this as a major win for the American people, and now increasing his ability to enact those policies that he believes the American people voted for him to do. So this decision, to your point, this is not about the merits of birthright citizenship, but it limits the ability of these federal judges to stop policy nationwide, known as those injunctions. And that has really been at the heart of the battle between the Trump administration and the judiciary over the last several months. So this could have sweeping implications far beyond just birthright citizenship, but also the president's immigration, deportation policies, also his efforts to slash federal funding. But look, I just spoke to one of the lawyers who asked.
And you know what that's going to take me back to? This also takes me back to a stage of when we send a lot of the immigrants back, it cuts down a lot of outer chowder. It cuts down a lot of outer chowder because I keep telling y'all about this other sector called the passport bros. And these passport bros, always what they do, I guess they go over to other countries, they get the women because they say American women not this, American women not that, American women bop, 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 bop. They say everything about American women. So they feel they go over to the other countries and they get the women from over there. But how I see it breaking down even in that sector, because that's going to eventually break down. Once a lot of the illegal immigrants go back over to where they're supposed to be at, I wonder what happens with the men and the women that's already there. I wonder how going back home to your own country, how you're going to clash back into the lifestyle that you're going to look at. And then hopefully you can stay in your country and you can start fixing some of the things in your own country that need to be fixed. I'm not being funny. Some people are not going to understand it. They're going to go against me because it has nothing to do with me not liking immigrants. It has everything to do with why don't you come in the right way, the way you want me to come into your country the right way? Why are the rules so easy in the United States, but they're so harsh when you go other places? I am honestly totally in agreement with it. But here's the problem with it. How do you cut off the head of a snake and you don't get his tail either? And you got some people going to not understand what that means. But in my Black community, we know exactly what that means. You cut the head off the snake and you get the tail too to keep it from growing back. Some people are not going to get it. They're not going to like it. They're not going to understand it. Yes, you should cut out the birthrights as well. Do y'all not understand how it will allow even you to take a deep breath? I'm so glad that I looked up today and seen that young man. It clicked on me today. And you know what? It's so surreal, boy. I'm gonna tell you, when you led the right way. See, I'm on the second half of these woods I'm in. And today is June the 30th. This is the last day for June. So we going into the next 6 months to end 2025. Which can be a very powerful year. And y'all better stay tuned. When I tell y'all to go play that number 2025, y'all better run and play it because it's coming. If it ain't already hit, I backed away from my numbers for a minute. I had to get regrouped. It makes sense. Whether you like Trump, whether you dislike Trump, whatever the case may be, I wonder who can look at the reality to this part of it. Would it free up the lands? Would things shake up? Think about getting rid of the illegal immigrants that's here, and you know a job is $18 an hour, but you got so many illegal immigrants that's getting paid $10 an hour, so you're settling for $12 an hour. And them greedy bosses, them greedy company owners, they got their foot on your neck and won't give you a goddamn raise because they already cutting on the other end, and they trying to lance their pockets. They lance in their pockets, they lace in their pockets, they build in their pockets, and you the only one not eating right. Y'all better get up in the air and start paying attention. You got to pay attention. You got to work towards what you're trying to work. You got to get focused. If nobody want to come along with you and you believe in what you're doing, you got to go by yourself. I definitely agree with this. It has nothing to do with being racist. And if you notice, I didn't even pay attention. I put both of them on one segment. Karmelo Anthony, I don't give a damn what y'all say. I'm still going with him. Donald Trump, on this right here, you got my vote. You might not have my vote on other things, but this one, you got my vote. You almost got my vote on the war you just did as well. At first, I thought you was minding people's business. But no, it's deeper than that. It's not minding people's business. It's making sure our structures stay right until we can get to the roots and grow it. So when things come in, it ain't gonna knock us down. How could we be one of the richest countries in the world? Everybody want to come here, and all the people inside the circle broke.
Represents some of those pregnant women in this case, those undocumented pregnant women. And she said that while this looks like a loss on its face, it is not. She believes that ultimately birthright citizenship will be upheld, and she is relieved that at least this is providing protection for the undocumented pregnant women who brought this case forward with.
Selena Wang, thank you. And just a reminder to our viewers over what's just happened in the last couple of hours here. There was that 6-3 decision by the Supreme Court along ideological lines, the liberal justices in dissent saying the 3 district court judges in these cases, these were the cases that were brought forward. And this is a quote here by Justice Amy Coney Barrett. They exceeded their equitable authority by granting injunctions nationwide, but again, not addressing the merits of the birthright order itself. Let's get to ABC's senior Washington reporter, Devin Dwyer, who is at the Supreme Court and covers the court for us. Devin, break this down for us because it is really complicated and there are a lot of questions about how things move forward.
Absolutely, Whit.
It also begs the pardon that even in the other states, the surrounding states, which I don't have to tell y'all that, y'all could look it up. It also makes me wonder in the other states where there was a lot of, well, we got the abortion rights and stuff now. I wonder if in any of those states was a lot of those women immigrants. I'm gonna have to ask that question. A lot of the ladies in the surrounding states, I wonder what percentage of women were immigrants and going for abortions. See, because the reason why I say that, if there's a higher percentage of the immigrants, guess what that'll mean also? Our rights are taken away from us, from people that probably wasn't even supposed to be here. And now we're fighting to save children that honestly, it shook us up in so many different ways until now. I don't have a choice in these particular matters. I don't have a choice but to see things in Donald Trump's way when it comes to this side of the business. That doesn't mean I agree with him on everything. On this side of the business, I have no choice but to agree with him. I agree.
And the bottom line here is this is not the end of the battle over birthright citizenship, but the Supreme Court today did significantly limit the ability of those individual judges from blocking a president's policy, not just this one, but any policy on a nationwide basis. You know, when you think back to your civics class, you remember that courts are there to adjudicate disputes, right, between two different people. You're injured, you come in, you sue your partner. What the court said today is that if you're not injured, if you're not a party to a case, you can't get relief, you can't be protected. And so they significantly narrowed the scope of this ruling and a lot of the other rulings that judges have issued against Donald Trump's policies only to the people that brought those cases. So the individual pregnant women that brought this case challenging the future of their children to get U.S. citizenship, they're protected. In fact, one of those plaintiffs just told us she'll give birth in 25 days. her child will be a U.S. citizen, even though she is a non-citizen. That is still in place. But
imagine that. So what should happen in that situation? That's right there what we're talking about. That honestly isn't right. And I just gave you the example over in Dominican. Look it up. Over in Dominican, not Dominica. I'm talking about Dominican. Those are two different islands. Dominican with an N, Republic, I mean. They sit on the same island with Haiti. I know plenty of those women over there in Dominican, and I'm not being funny. I can call them. And I know for a fact, Christina and I, listen, we have talked on numerous bases about how Dominicans feel towards Haitians. They do not want Haitians on their grounds because all they got to do is drive their car over. They're separated by road. If those Haitians come over there and they have a baby, those kids are still considered Haitians, not Dominicans. So I want to know, why is it that it happens in the United States? So right now with this case, with this immigrant, illegal immigrant, of course, and she's about to have a baby, who is going to be responsible for her kid? If she don't want to take her kid with her. And my thing is this, as much as I hear so many immigrants talk bad about me as a Black woman, I want to know, what are you running from in your own country that y'all can't put together on your side of town?
the further application of this remains to be seen, and the legal battle will continue, quite possibly denying President Trump his ability to see this long-awaited goal take fruition.
Devin Dwyer for us. Thank you. Let's bring in.
I don't care. Honestly, I didn't know I was getting locked into this, but now that I'm in it, I'm going for it.
And ABC's Maria Villarreal in Dallas. And Maria, I know that you've been speaking with migrant activists and attorneys who've been representing some of these families. And when you think about this, we're talking about some mothers who are literally pregnant right now, asking questions about what this means for their child in just a matter of months.
We just heard this from Devin and Selena as well. I mean, obviously, this will not impact the people that are already involved in this case. But what immigration attorneys and advocates are saying is they are very concerned with how this will flood the court system moving forward, because it will force people to obviously, gain attorneys, make sure they have representation when it comes to these very hot topic items. One thing they also mentioned was this was a very calculated move by the administration. They watched during the first administration a lot of their policies, specifically with immigration, get shot down. And then during the Biden administration, we saw Title 42 and the Remain in Mexico policy, be affected by these nationwide injunctions. So when the administration brought birthright policies in forward, they wanted to make sure that they were focused in not just, going after the merits of the case initially, but this nationwide injunction first, because then moving forward, that allows them to have a broader impact on these immigration policies that they are probably already constructing right now.
I'm confused. So my question to her is, should illegal immigrants be allowed in the United States? Arrivederci. That's a yes or it's a no. That's when people get it wrong. Should illegal immigrants be allowed in the United States, lady of hair with a black and white shirt on and a collar that almost looks like my tie? I didn't know I was going to be meeting you. I have one question. Should illegal immigrants be allowed in the United States? See, this is this way people lose me. You got to go back to the beginning. See, all this, see, I'm telling you, I can go. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Stop. You got to stop at the door. You got to take it back to the door. I don't give a damn what she's saying. I don't give a damn what Maria said. I don't give a damn what Conche said. I don't care. I give a damn what Super Guapo said. I don't give a damn what Palopo or Palo Chicken said. I don't give a damn about none of that. I got one question for this lady. Should illegal, see, the answer was right there. See what the answer said? I promise you that answer right here on the phone, and the phone don't even work no more. If I could get it. I'm not joking. If y'all look at the clock, that clock say 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3 on the clock. We got one question. It's a yes or no. Should illegal immigrants be allowed in the United States? See, we can listen, we'll talk about the rest of that in a minute because you want to get to the kids and separate it, but I want to ask one question. Should illegal immigrants be allowed? See how she looking at me? She don't want to answer. So you got to make them answer yes or no. And all that right there, because see, y'all already know how I am. I can stop at every second of the show, and I ain't got to do that. I ain't got to do that because I'm going to fight for this one right here. Because if y'all pay attention and y'all try to fight for it, y'all will understand that you will be able to come back down on the ground because you cannot live up in the air. No matter what you do, you can't live in the air. I ain't doing it. I like to walk out my door here and there and again. I'm coming back down to the goddamn ground, but I'm up in the air because I know it's a reason why I'm up here. It's a reason why I'm up here, and I'm going to get my point across. I'm going to get my point across because I ain't going to stop. And I'm going to show you how you can put Karmelo Anthony on the stage. I'm going to show you how you can put Anton Massey on the stage. And I'm going to show you how you can put Trump ass on the stage, all on one stage in my book. Yes, this is my microphone, people. Good people, bad people, ugly people, indifferent people. Roman numeral 7. My mom's birthday on the 7th. She ain't gonna answer the question. Nobody ain't gonna want to answer that question. See, all that tongue wrestling and twinkling and twaddling and stuff like that. I could have went down the road on her just now. Then all she'll do is make the story pitiful. The story be pitiful then. You know why? Because everybody want to go back to the children and separating innocent moms and dads that are trying their best in the United States. But was it legal? You don't get no answers. I second this motion. Now, I got to add Trump to my schedule for all of these ones that think I'm a racist. I might lose some friends. All you got to do is change that name. Huh.
Maria Villarreal, Devin Dwyer, and Selena Wang for us, our entire team. We appreciate it. Again, President Trump calling the Supreme Court ruling a giant win. Our coverage continues on ABC News Live and abcnews.com. Then I'll be right back here later this evening for a complete wrap-up on World News Tonight.
For World News Tonight. And guess what? And this is a complete wrap-up. At the end of the day, I had a successful home run. I hit it out the park with Karmelo Anthony. I let him know that I said what I said, God damn it, oh. And then I brought Trump on the scene to let him know, I second, third, and fifth that motion right there. Because if we can get money back in our economy, and that's what I'm fighting for, I don't really give a damn what your mammy name is. I'm fighting to get the economy back. because I ain't up here hooping and hollering and talking and taking my stance for no. Yes, this is my mic. I'm not up here for those particular reasons. I'm up here for a reason, but I got the seasons. And I don't plan on doing this same thing. Like, share, comment, subscribe. If you don't do anything else, I say get to know me. Thank you, everybody out there in my parking lot, everybody that came that wanted to be rational and wasn't. This your girl. Y'all will be seeing me again tomorrow. I'm going to put it in community news. I'll drop the link. I will be here tomorrow at 7 p.m. talking Anton Massey with a guest.
They wonder how I do it like that. Two-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. Two-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. Two-step, then I bring it right back. They wonder how I do it like that. 7 fit flex on the jacks on that.